I'm Alan Dix and I'm the director of Landlines and Watermarks, and with Jenny Harris I developed the concept. Landlines and Watermarks is a valley-wide project which engages local communities in a range of creative activities, the key ones of which are 6 commissions down the valley in Todmorden, Heaven Bridge, Mytham Royd, Selby Bridge, Ellendon Brighouse, Calderland, which is a large-scale community opera, and the People's Fair, which is the gathering of communities and creative people in the Peace Hall at the end of September. The floods of 2015 that devastated the valley so badly produced a long-term effect on the communities of Calderdale and made them work together in ways which were unprecedented. And it was a process of recovery and rebuilding of communities, and we have contributed to that through the creation of a whole range of cultural and creative activities which have brought people together in ways they didn't expect. I love the performance. I love every one of the performances, no matter what goes wrong, because I think the people who work in it and who are part of it, the 300 odd participants, do such a magnificent job, from the very youngest to the very oldest. And I have huge admiration for everything they do at every performance. We were always convinced at the very beginning that this project would not finish after the last night and last performance of Calderland, that we would find some way of taking it forward. So we are working on that. We're developing a kind of legacy project which will take place over the next 3 to 6 months and hopefully beyond. And I'm very hopeful that we'll have a relationship with the Peace Hall and some of the many other cultural organisations in the Calder Valley to produce something else which is special and spectacular. For me, the most important thing in everything I do are the audiences and the participants. To see people finding new skills, new strengths, new capabilities they didn't know they had, doing things that they thought they were not capable of doing, and showing that to a vast range of people who would never normally be able to experience or would want to experience this kind of work, makes it special to me and fills me with pride and admiration for everything that people do when they're working on big projects like this.
My name is Em Whitfield Brooks. I am the choral leader of the People's Opera at Calderland. On this project, I'm working with the singers from across the valley to create the large-scale chorus for the opera. We've had taster sessions in 3 different towns in Calderdale, and I'm running regular rehearsals in Hebden Bridge and Brighouse. In this kind of work, you are always learning about people because you are asking them do something that they've never done necessarily before. I do know, and I have gathered, that this is a very strong community for singing. I've also learnt that people are extremely proud of the particular area that they live in and that they are from. And it's a pleasure hearing and learning about that, and also trying to kind of bring people from all these communities together. And what's lovely about this piece is it's telling the story of this place, and it's about the environment we live in, it's about the geography and the geology and the water and the rivers, but it's also about the environment that we create as people. And whilst we're telling that story in the piece, we're also exploring the environment that we can create together as a community, and that's why these projects are so special. It's a sweet spot we can get to where we're making work, but we're also exploring what we are and how we need to be to make that successful.
My name's Mike Kenny. I'm a playwright, and on this project I have written the libretto for Calderland. The idea came quite early to hold it all together with the image of water, because the river flows down the valley, it created the valley, it brought the mills, the people to the valley, and of course it ended up in the kind of dreadful floods of 2015. I think it's not quite like anything that I've worked on, although I have worked on community pieces before. This has been a constant conversation between the community and the people making it. So it's special in that the stories came from the Calder Valley, and the people who performed it came from the Calder Valley too. I think that and the people who have been watching it tonight were affected by the events in it. So it has a beautiful kind of synergy of all the elements coming together, which is very rare, really. It's, there's no sense of us and them. There's a beautiful sense of a big us about the project. It's lovely. I do love Calderdale. It's a combination of crazy present and amazing history, and lots of great people.
My name's Alison Duddle, and I'm working with Handmade Parade, who are one of the partners in Landlines and Watermarks, and we've created the piece that's for Todmorden, that's as part of Incredible Edibles Harvest Festival, and then will be at the Peace Hall as part of the People's Fair. We've made a machine that can take water out of the ground and decode the stories of the water, so it can hear all of the stories in the water, because the water we have is the same water that's been there since the birth of the earth. So our show tells the story of all the water through time and through all of those generations of people and animals. And water is incredible, and we totally take it for granted. It feels here like we have too much of it because it rains a lot of the time. But the water that we have here also is the same water that's on the other side of the earth, so we all need to look after each other and look after each other's water source. And when it gets polluted in one place, that means that we all just have less water on the earth to drink, to use, to feed the earth with.
My name is Richard Taylor. I'm a composer of music, and I have written all the music that is performed as part of Calderland. My role in Calderland is to come up with basically everything that the choir sings, everything that you hear. All the music has been created by me. The one thing that makes this project slightly different is that I've been working with, I went into some primary schools, worked with a lot of the kids that are singers in the project now, worked with a local jazz group as well, to get inspiration and to get them to write some of the music too. So some of the words actually quite a lot of the music that the children sing has been written by the children back in May, I think, so some months ago. But it's really nice, it's great for them because they have real ownership of the piece. This project is so special because it's about the people that are performing it, and it's about a very recent period of history. It's about horrible events that happened to thousands of people, and some of those people are actually in the choir singing about it. So it touches people, and it's about events that they lived through and they had to overcome. And it's not often you can write music and write an operatic piece like this that is absolutely has one foot in people's experiences so recently. I love working in Calderdale because there's such variety in the landscape. You've got the hard industrial landscape, but then you've got these staggering hills, beautiful, beautiful rolling valleys. I mean, it's a place full of contradictions. And the people are so warm and friendly, partly because they've been shaped by the valley. They've been shaped by the hardness of life, of making a living in this valley over hundreds of years. And I think there's a warmth, therefore, that comes out of those people that I think I've never really found anywhere else. Tonight's performance was brilliant. It was epic. The rain, of course, we all had our fingers crossed that it wasn't going to rain. Please don't let it rain. And it did. It was persistent drizzle through the whole of the first half, which actually, in the end, I think it added a whole load of drama to an already dramatic piece, because every time the choir sang about please let the rain stop, let the rain stop, we were there in the moment, and then the moment when it did stop, there was a lovely, it was timed really well with a line that said the rain is going to stop in the piece itself. So I think it was really special. I think it really was, and I think the reaction at the end it really showed that the audience had got it. So I think something has been very definitely created as a community from this piece, just from the rehearsing of it. So if nothing else, that's a really good thing to go forward with.